This is the fourth video in a series on EFT for eating issues. The previous three were on EFT for food cravings, EFT for emotional eating, and EFT for weight loss. This video on intuitive eating was inspired by reading the book Intuitive Eating, which was recommended to me by someone who had watched the previous three videos. It's actually a fascinating read, which pretty much debunks the entire weight loss industry, pointing out that only about 5% of people are successful in losing weight on any dietary regimen. The goal of intuitive eating is very simple. It's to eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. Sounds too good to be true, but there's a lot of scientific research showing that it actually really does improve your health and your relationship with food. So we're going to combine EFT tapping with color breathing, therapeutic shaking, self-hypnosis, and visualization. We're going to start by finding a setup phrase, and the one that seems to work best for all these dietary issues is we're going to rub on the sore spot, which is right in the middle of your collarbones, below your collarbones, on the ribs, and then looking for the muscles in between the ribs. Pick whichever side hurts the most, and we're going to say, even though I feel guilty about all my failures at dieting, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel guilty about all my failures at dieting, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel guilty about all my failures at dieting, I deeply and completely accept myself. I take a deep breath in and out. Favorite color in, which is connected to a healthy relationship with food, and then dark color going out that's related to all your dietary failures. And then we're going to start tapping just on that one short phrase, which is guilty about all my failures at dieting, on the eyebrow point. Side of your eye, guilty about all my failures at dieting. I usually tap with second, third fingers, just 5 or 6 times, loud enough to make a noise. So under your eye, guilty about all my failures at dieting. Under your nose, guilty about all my failures at dieting. On your chin, guilty about all my failures at dieting. Collarbone, I usually cross over to the other side. Guilty about all my failures at dieting. Under your arm, guilty about all my failures at dieting. And then below your breast, on the lowest ribs you can find, guilty about all my failures at dieting. And top of your head, guilty about all my failures at dieting. Deep breath in and out. We're going to switch hands and shift from, that was the desensitized step, to the off-life step, where we're going to go deeper into these beliefs about dieting. So start with guilty about all my failures at dieting. When I restrict my food choices, I wind up binging them later. Underneath your eye, it's a self-defeating cycle. When I feel deprived, I crave what I'm deprived of. Some of these beliefs about eating stem from my childhood and things my parents said. Always finish your plate on the collarbone. Under your arm, we're going to send it to those starving children in India. And sometimes I eat when I'm not even hungry, and I don't even know when I'm full. My relationship with food is very confused. Deep breath in and out. Switch hands, and now we're going to have the neutralize step, go back and forth and argue with yourself about this. Feel guilty about all my failures at dieting. Side of your eye, I'm going to stop dieting altogether. But if I don't diet, I'll put on a lot of weight. Underneath your nose, well, maybe that's not true. Well, I have beliefs that I need to avoid certain foods. What if that's not true either? I wouldn't even know where to begin. Well, how about beginning with paying attention to your subtle signs of hunger before you get ravenous? And then be curious about when you're actually full. Deep breath in and out. Now we're going to switch sides and back to the other side and start with I want emotional freedom now. Side your eye. I'm going to develop a healthy relationship with food. I'm going to let go of my compulsive dieting. I'm going to eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full. And I will even eat some forbidden foods. And I'll be curious to see what happens to my cravings for them. And I'm going to let go of all my past beliefs about dieting. And I'm going to enjoy food and my new relationship with food. I'm looking forward to being healthy. Deep breath in and out. Just keep breathing in and out. Favorite color in. Let go of whatever dietary failure color you have. Just keep breathing in and out, in and out. And when the favorite color comes down your arms and your fingers, let your fingers shake down by your side. Let it go down your legs, out through your feet. Stomp your feet, wiggle your toes, like hitting the reset button on your body. And once you've shaken out whatever you need to shake out, let yourself settle down, scan your body, looking for any places where you're holding on to those rigid beliefs about dieting. And if you find any, just breathe your favorite color down into that area of balance and a healthy relationship with food. Now go to your favorite place out in nature, healing place, and spend a minute or so. And go ahead and use all 5 of your senses once you're there. Look around on the ground at your feet for a healing object to pick up and hold in your hands. This is going to be your magic recycling tool. You can drain all your previous beliefs about dieting into that object and do a little ritual and let it go back to Mother Earth. Take it back out of your body and recycle it and turn it into compost. Now invite your healing spirit guide, either an angel, ancestor, or spirit animal, some being from the other side, to come and give you some advice on how to develop a healthy relationship with food and how to tap into your intuitive eating skills. Take the first being who volunteers, ask them for some advice. When you receive their words of wisdom, thank them, and then let's go back into the past and let's find a time in your past when you felt like you had more of a healthy relationship with food. Sometime in your life when you actually learned to eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. Go back and tap into that feeling and think of a color that reminds you of being in balance with your relationship with food. Even if it was only for a brief time in your life, just imagine what that would be like when you could just eat whatever you wanted and stop whenever you're full. Put a color around that scene of you in the past and breathe that color into your body. Put that picture up on your wall so you remember what it would be like to have a healthy relationship with food. And now, get in your time machine and go forward to the last time you dieted. And think about what happened and figure out a different way you could have behaved or thought that would have gotten you out of that dietary dilemma. What if you had just chosen to eat when you were hungry, stop when you were full, and didn't pay attention to all the food restrictions and weren't staring at the scale every day and were mainly focused on your health? Once you've played around with your previous beliefs about diets and starting to write over some of them, let's project yourself into the future and see yourself eating very intuitively and just realizing you can choose whatever you want to eat as long as you only eat when you're hungry, and learn to pay attention to all your body's subtle signals about when you're full as well. So see yourself in balance with your relationship with food, and notice your overall health is actually improving regardless of whether you're losing weight or not. And put a color associated with that feeling of success in that regard in the future. And put that color around the picture frame and breathe that color into your body, wherever it needs to go. And then put that picture up on your wall next to the one from the past, and then your future self to tell you where you're going. And stretch and come on back. Open your eyes. Then we'll do one more thing just to get you back into that frame of mind. 3 simple steps. You're going to create tension in your body by squeezing your thumb and finger together like that. Open your eyes wide and take a deep breath and hold it. And then let your hand relax, close your eyes, blow the breath out, and go into that future picture frame, seeing yourself having a healthy relationship with food. And then when you're ready, bring that back, stretch, and just check in with yourself and notice what thoughts are going through your mind about how you might apply some of these strategies to your next meal. And I would highly recommend reading the Intuitive Eating book, which will give you some great tips on how to apply this in real life. And also you can go back and review the other 3 videos that I've done on eating issues, with the caveat that you can apply the intuitive eating principles to some of those previous videos. And then if you check out my website at larryburk.com, you can find videos on a whole host of other conditions, many physical illnesses related to grief in the sinuses and the lungs, anger connected to different pain issues, fear related to different issues with the autoimmunity. And then also check out my 2 censored TED Talks, my blogs, and some of my other writings and my workshops as well. So larryburk.com, also letmagichappen.com will take you to the same place as well. And I will probably do yet another video in the future, most likely related to intermittent fasting, which is one of the more interesting approaches to health. Until next time, thanks.